Hi everyone, it is time for a new reading vlog and I'm just here to do a quick intro to kind of explain what's going on. So I started this vlog as my first official reading vlog of the year and clearly, I just got very behind on editing and there were some videos that I just kind of wanted to put up before this one. I am going to read some super exciting books and so I obviously still wanted to put it up even though it's kind of late. But yeah, I think that's like honestly enough of an explanation. It's gonna be kind of like a casual, chill, fun reading vlog with no specific theme, but there's some exciting books to be read. So I hope you enjoyed the vlog and let's just get straight into it. My battery's gonna die, so I don't know how much time I have right now, but I want to start this vlog and it's gonna be the first official vlog of the year. I'm ready to read and share it with you, and this is just gonna be kind of like a casual but exciting, first vlog where I'm just gonna read some wonderful books, maybe, do like a book haul or something and just like have a fucking blast. And I also wanted to be like a self-care vlog because I have basically a week off and I just want to have the best time. So I think I'm gonna start, or maybe just read the entire thing of Mysteries of Thorn Manor. My camera rudely cut me off pretty much immediately yesterday, so I'm here in the same spot, but it's the next day. And I have some exciting things to talk to you about. I also feel like this lighting is horrible. So I just did my nails and they are so beautiful. I'm obsessed with them. And I completely forgot I had these. So they're like stick-on nails. And I bought them like months ago and I never just got to wear them, and so I put them on today. Let's talk about my reading plans. So I'm honestly feeling all over the place because I feel like I have not been reading at all lately, which is kind of true. Like the past few weeks, I haven't actually had, well, honestly, the past few months, I have not had that much time for reading that like I would normally have, and it's not great. But now the thing that is great, the new year and everything, it's making me like desperately want to read and film and make videos, and it's a wonderful feeling. I'm just like, I want to read everything, To not make it too overwhelming, I'm gonna just mention the main things that I'm like really sure about, and then we'll see what else we find along the way. I started telling you about Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. So this is like a sequel novella to Sorcery of Thorns, which I absolutely love, and it's been years since I read it, but I still remember it. It's still in my heart and I love it so much, and I really want to get back into reading YA fantasy this year. Please let me know if you have recommendations. Best case scenario is if it's adult fantasy with romance and not brutal. I just don't want super intense violence and like millions of trigger warnings, and I feel like that is the case with all fucking adult fantasy books. And the YA fantasy tends to be just like not as brutal. So I just don't want it to be brutal, but like I miss the magic and fantasy worlds and that feeling. Like I fucking love fantasy. I just don't want to read violent shit. But this is just gonna be like a comfort read, like, hanging out with the characters that I fucking love, and I'm so excited, and I just know it's gonna be super nice. And I'm not really expecting this to necessarily be a 5-star. I think it definitely could be, in the sense that it's just gonna be super comforting and sweet and nice. Obviously it's just like a little additional like bonus content situation. I did read a couple pages and I'm super excited to hang out with the characters, so that is definitely on the agenda. And the other book is a book that I bought today that just came out, and I am beyond excited for it. So if this is my first read of the year, like it would be perfect, because that is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. Not only is this cover so cute, it is pink, it is beautiful, it has this like dark, like bright pink spine, and it's just absolutely stunning. And it is a book by Talia Hibbert, who is my favorite author of all time. I don't want to say like I have many favorite authors of all time, but like, if someone was like torturing me, threatening me, trying to get the answer out of me of who my favorite author is, I would choose Talia Hibbert. What is happening with the camera? And this is Talia's first YA contemporary romance. And while adult contemporary romance in general is my favorite genre, I love YA contemporary romance, and I have not been reading it that much lately. And like, I just know if it's written by Talia, it's gonna be incredible. And I'm so excited to see how they write, you know, YA. And I think it's just gonna be just as epic and wonderful as adult, just like a little different, but like the same, you know, like, but I'm so excited and I'm so happy that like, you know, the actual YA audience is gonna get to experience Talia's books. So I'm super excited. So this is most absolutely happening. And I don't know what the vibe is gonna be because like there has not been a new Talia release in a long time, and a part of me wants to savor this book, and I don't necessarily want to just like inhale it in one day so that it can be, you know, the first book of the year. But at the same time, like, again, I just want to do whatever I feel like doing, whatever feels right. So either way, like, it's gonna get read in this video. It just is a matter of, you know, whether I'm gonna read it in one sitting or a couple days. I don't know, but it's gonna be the best time ever. And I didn't know anything going into this book because when I read, I mean, I do this with a lot of books, but especially if it's a book by my favorite authors, I don't want to know what it's about. Like, I always want it to surprise me because I just know I'm gonna love it, and I don't care what the plot is. But I did see the back of this, just, you know, one short sentence that sounds absolutely incredible. And it says, "Could you brave the wilderness with your highly suspicious and unfairly cute ex-best friend?" And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, ex-best friends, you know, braving the wilderness. Like, I knew that was kind of the vibe because of the cover, and I did remember that from like, you know, Twitter or something. But I did not know that it's ex-best friend. And so, like, you know, it's kind of like, this also says, like, enemies to lovers, friends to enemies to lovers type of a vibe. And I'm ready. Like, I'm so fucking ready. I also got Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. It's the Waterstones exclusive edition, and I love it. And I don't know if I want to read this in this video, but it is a book that I'm like, you know, I have kept it on this couch, so I keep looking at it. It is close to me, and like, it's kind of calling my name, but I think it's gonna be quite intense, and I don't know if I'm fully ready for that, so that is the plan. Definitely want to read some ebooks, some audiobooks, and all that good stuff, but I'm just not sure what that's gonna be. Hi everyone, so it is the next day, and I'm just here chilling on the couch again. I actually do think I want to go out somewhere to like a coffee shop or something to read and write. But I kind of woke up late, and you know, I, for now at least, want to have a chill day at home. And I have been reading this beautiful, beautiful book. I'm on page 67, and I'm obviously fucking loving it. So I didn't really end up reading that much yesterday. I don't really have that much to like say for now, but because again, like, I didn't read that much, but obviously I'm loving it so much. Like, I never had a doubt that Talia would write an incredible YA contemporary romance, but it is most certainly just so good. So basically, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about the plot, even though like I haven't fully gotten to like the whole plot that's described in here. We have Bradley and Celine, who again, they used to be super close. You know, their moms are best friends, that type of thing. So they grew up together, but then in secondary school, they basically drifted apart. And so Celine thinks that Bradley just left her for the popular kids because, you know, he's a typical kind of like jock, you know, football player, popular, handsome guy type of a thing. And Celine is kind of like a weirdo, and I say that with love, you know, like a nerdy girl that like loves to make like conspiracy theories on TikTok and whatever. And so she thinks, you know, Bradley just left her because she wasn't cool enough for him anymore. But it's clear from the beginning that there's just like different reasons and things that happen for Bradley from his side. It is so good so far. Like, the angst is definitely there, and I feel like it's definitely quite a strong like friends to enemies to lovers. Like, they actually call each other enemies, and they do like really just not trust each other. And this really does feel like Talia's typical magical talent, just in a YA format, you know? The humor and the chemistry, and, you know, even though it's like obviously different since like we have teenagers, it's still like I feel so much for the two main characters already, and I can't wait to see them just figure it all out. And so they end up having to like sit together on a bus, and then Celine gets her wrist broken, and it's kind of Bradley's fault. And so they kind of then spend some time together because of that. And the thing that I didn't fully get to is the survival course in the woods. And that's where the forced proximity is actually going to come into place. We have some amazing representation in this book. So not only is it a Black love romance, Bradley also has OCD, and he's also bisexual. And the thing that I also wanted to mention that I just remembered is he's basically a struggling writer. So he has plans to become a lawyer because that's kind of what makes sense. And, you know, like his dad is a lawyer and like all of that. But he's actually like a sci-fi writer, and he feels like a failure and he can't finish anything. And so like while it's a dream of his, he feels like it's never gonna happen. And the reason why I'm saying it is because I just remembered that like I absolutely love reading about writers, and I'm having my own writing crisis, and I have been for a long time. We're gonna do some more reading, and I'm having the best time, and I'm really happy. So hi everyone, so it is time for very exciting updates. We're gonna talk more about this beautiful book and another book that I actually finished. So I did finish my first book of the year, and it was very spontaneous, but I'm very happy that I did. So let's talk about that first before, you know, the update on Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. So the book is Longing by Chase Verity, and I mean, this book literally just came out today, and it is like a short story, it is sapphic, and it is steamy, and it's like a long distance relationship that is also friends to lovers, and I loved it. It's just such a wonderful short story, and it is hot and fun and short and quick to read. Literally everything that I could ask for. And so if you would like to read a short, sapphic, steamy short story, you need to pick it up. So it's on Scribd or Kindle or, you know, a million other things. So definitely check it out. I'm so happy that I read it. Chase is one of my lovely friends, but I did genuinely love this book and you should read it. So that is what happened. And I did just film a video, so I'm really proud of myself because I have not filmed a sit-down video in a million years, so I'm finally going to be able to put up a video. That is my 5-star predictions for the year, so I'm going to link it down below if you want to watch that. So, when it comes to this book, I'm obsessed with it. I'm in love with it. Like, we all knew that would happen, but I am almost halfway through. I'm on page 128. And it is absolutely everything I could have asked for. It is so wonderful that I literally cannot even handle it. And I was reading outside. I did go to Starbucks, and I literally could not, like, I chuckled out loud. I could not suppress my, you know, smiling, and like, because it is just hitting me in the feels. It is incredible. It is perfection. It is everything I ever wanted. So absolutely beyond happy that like this book came out at this time, that it can be one of the first books that I read this year. Like, it's just setting the best vibe, and I'm so happy. So yeah. That is what's happening for now. I'm gonna go read more, and I do think I want to watch some stuff, but I don't know what, so we'll see. But either way, I'm gonna talk to you soon, and I'm so obsessed with my nails. Like this, wow. Oh my god. So I've been reading, obviously, and I was thinking, you know, I want to keep reading. I don't want to stop. So I'm going to talk to you when I finish the book. But I am going to lose it. I'm on page 190, and exciting shit is starting to happen. And the two of them are so insanely cute. And I don't know how to handle it. I'm losing it. I'm fangirling. I'm having all the fuzzy feelings. And it's the best shit on earth. And this is most absolutely going to be my favorite YA contemporary romance of all time. I don't care. I have all-time favorites, but this is absolutely perfect. Like, oh my god, how can they be this cute? I love them. Like, I love them so much as their own people and together, and like, Oh my gosh, I'm speechless. I just had to tell you this because this is the best thing on earth. And okay, I want to talk to you when I finish it. I don't want to stop. I need to go back to this, but you all need to buy it, read it immediately. Hi everyone. So this lighting is fucking disgusting, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to fix it at least a little bit in editing. It's so yellow, but if I turn on the like white lighting above me, that casts horrible shadows. But I wanted to film in a different spot because I feel like, I don't know, maybe, you know, people who just casually watch videos don't really notice or care. But as someone who both watches and films, I do like when people film in different locations, especially when it's a million years long vlog. I have reading updates and a little book haul because I bought 3 books today. And you know what? I was about to say that I'm going to give you the updates first, but I'm sure everyone wants to see the book haul, so I will show it to you now. I actually spent only £15 on these 3 books because I had £10 off because I collect stamps on my Waterstones card. And I also, the books, 2 of them were buy one get one half price, and one of them was £5 off. So I'm very excited. So the first book that I have here is actually one that literally came out today, and that is Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez. So this is the British cover, and it's not my favorite cover on earth. I do think I maybe prefer the US one a little bit, but neither of them are fully my style. However, I do think I'm gonna absolutely love this book, and so I wanted to buy it, especially since it was also on the buy one get one half price. And I adored Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez. It was one of my favorite like YA contemporary books I've ever read, and it was just perfection. And so this is going to be very different, but I'm hoping I'm also going to fall in love with it, and so I want to own it. And so this is basically, I actually know what it's about. So we have our main character, and her ex-boyfriend cheated on her with this girl, and both the girl and the ex-boyfriend are in this teenage reality TV show, and they're competing for basically, like, I guess to date this dude. And the whole TV show is basically like he's famous because his sister married a prince or some shit. And so there's basically the main character, Maya. She enters this show so that she can get revenge on this dude whose name is Jordy. And I guess she also wants to get revenge on Sky, who's the girl he cheated on her with. However, you know, things are gonna get a little complicated, and Sky and Maya are kind of gonna start liking each other a little too much. And so yeah, I'm really excited. The concept is really fun, and I feel like I've never read anything quite like this. I am a little bit concerned. Ever since I first heard about it, I hate love triangles and anything that has to do with, you know, like another person getting in the way. But I feel like this is not going to be like that, I hope. Then we have the other half of the buy one get one half price, and that is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this cover because I love pink and I want more pink covers. There was actually a Waterstones exclusive edition that's blue, and I didn't buy it because I was just like, I would choose pink, and now I slightly have regrets, but I don't know, I love pink anyways. Anyway, the point is, I've been hearing a lot of great things about this book, and I literally have been eyeing it at the bookstore for weeks, and I finally bought it. So I've heard everyone loving it. I've never read anything by oh my gosh, it's a floppy copy. Okay. I've actually never read anything by Stephanie Garber because like all of her other books feel like something that's just not for me. But this sounds so good, and I forgot the details, but I'm pretty sure the main character like makes a deal with an immortal in exchange for his help. He asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. So I guess it's gonna be a romance between the 2 of them, but I don't actually know. I want to read more fantasy, so I know. So I've been reading only adult romance, and I'm so happy because literally like a couple years ago, I was looking at my bookshelves and I was so sad because I couldn't really buy any adult romances easily because I just didn't have easy access to them. And, you know, I've built up such a huge collection ever since, and I actually, you know, like made adult romance the main thing that I read, which was my goal, and it's the thing that makes me the happiest. However, what would make me happy as well is to read a lot of fantasy alongside adult romance. Preferably fantasy with romance, but I want to read more fantasy in my life. So this is going to be one of the first ones, and the last book is also a fantasy. So look at me slaying my goal already with actually not only buying, because I did finish a fantasy book that I'm going to talk to you in a second about. So I got Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. I have been also eyeing this at the bookstore. I also haven't looked at the naked hardcover. Okay, it's pretty boring, but I love purple. So what is not boring is this cover. I love this cover so much. So is the main reason why I've been looking at it for ages. Because this purple I love, and the flowers and the combination of them, like I love this so much. But I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, and I think that's one of my issues with why I'm not reading fantasy is because like no one that I watch is reading fantasy, and my motivation and like the way that I find new books is usually through other booktubers. And so let me know if you have any like favorite booktubers who talk about fantasy. It's supposed to be like twisted, and I'm gonna read you this because like my description is trash. So, a darkly enchanting fantasy debut about a morally gray witch, a cursed prince, and a prophecy that ignites their fate-twisted destinies. So that sounds so good, and I personally am not like the biggest fan like in general of the like dark and twisted fantasy books. Like I'm just more of a softie, you know, like I love the like beautiful, magical, wonderful, like sweet, safe, but like adventurous vibes. And so the like twisted, cunning vibes are not necessarily my vibe. However, if I'm in the right mood, and like sometimes it is really fun, it is really cool, and again, this is just really beautiful, and like I'm like actually really excited to read it. And I feel like in the winter, fantasy books are just beautiful, and oh, this feels so nice. So this is a very successful book haul. I don't know if I'll read any more of this in this vlog because I also need to check how long it is, but I will be reading them very, very soon. So the reading update. I finished Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson, like I kind of mentioned, and it was super sweet. It was just really nice and safe and chill and magical, and so I would definitely recommend this for the people who loved the main characters in The Sorcery of Thorns. If you just, you know, feel really attached to them and you want to see them in their next chapter, then this is for you. But if you weren't really a fan of the book, or just like you're not like longing for more, then I feel like this isn't really for you, because like it really is super focused on the characters. The plot isn't anything like, you know, out of this world, but it is really fun. It is like sweet and nice and adventurous, and it's not super fast-paced, but it like does have things happening throughout the story, and so it's just really nice. And I do think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It's not like a mind-blowing 5-star, but I'm so happy that I got to see the main characters again, and it was so just lovely and comforting. And I can definitely see myself picking it up again one day when I just want something safe and sweet and nice. So that is that, but the last update that I have for you is I also finished Business Casual by Danielle Allen last night. So I don't always stay up at night reading books, because I always stay up late, but that is like the time that I watch TikToks usually, or just like other shit. And so this book is just so good that I had to stay up to finish it. So definitely one of the best office romances that I've read. It is just the perfect balance of like, you know, forbidden and sexy and emotional and sweet, and like it is just so good. So the stakes are really high because both of our main characters really care about their job and, you know, they don't want to mess it up, and like they're high up in the company. Like Trey is basically the son of the CEO, and, you know, like whatever, and he has a really high position. And Imani, she is basically like, this is the place that she's been wanting to get to in her career in a really long time, and it's actually just gonna help her career really a lot. But it's actually like a contract for just like 5 months or something, so she's not like a permanent employee, which makes it a little bit easier, but not really, because again, they both care about their jobs, and they both just feel like, you know, if it got out, like it would get them in trouble. But they actually met like a day before Imani was supposed to start the job, and then they found out that they were going to be working together, and so they make a deal that, you know, they can't be together, but they can be friends. And so it's actually like kind of this like it starts kind of like this super nice, sweet friendship, and it's obvious that they just can't resist each other. So they have such good chemistry and such a wonderful emotional connection, and it's just incredible. So I loved it so much. Again, it's on Kindle Unlimited, and if you like office romances, you need to pick it up immediately. So absolutely loved it. I obviously finished Highly Suspicious, Unfairly Cute, and it really is unfairly cute and so unfair that this book is over, that I can't hang out with the characters, that I can't have an endless amount of books written by Talia Hibbert. Because it's like, you know, I haven't read one of Talia's releases, like new ones, in months and months and months. And now I don't know when the next one is gonna be. I obviously adored this. Like, I mean, oh my gosh, like I'm speechless at this point, but I'm literally speechless. Bradley and Celine took over my entire heart. They're incredible and so cute and so charming and so lovely and so lovable and so real and genuine and wonderful, and the love they have for each other is the cutest shit on earth, and I am dead. And oh my gosh, like if Bradley was 10 years older and, you know, like a real man, I'd be ready to marry him right here, right now. Because he is one of the best male characters I've ever read about in my life. And Celine is also definitely one of my favorite female characters I've ever read about. Like, I feel like all of Talia's female characters have like similar vibes while still being obviously their own people and like unique in their own ways. But a common pattern in Talia's books is that the girls are kind of like a little prickly and rough around the edges, and a lot of the time it's like Grumpy Sunshine where the girl is the grumpy one and those kinds of vibes. And Celine is very sarcastic. She's had a lot of pain because her father left her family when she was younger, and she just, you know, has a lot of issues because of that, and, you know, fear of abandonment, and it's really hard for her to trust other people. And so, you know, and I feel like just like she's so complex and so wonderful, and it's so unfair that I can't just hang out with them because I love them so much, and it's not enough to just have this book. Like, oh my god. So my hand is hurting, so we're just gonna let the book chill. But I loved this. It was absolutely everything I've ever wanted in my life, and I wish I could talk about it for days. I wish I could be reading it for days, and I want to reread every single book by Talia I've ever read. So yeah, I cried when I finished the book. Perfection, incredible, and it's unfair that, like, how good Talia is at writing. Oh my god, I wish I could have like 10% of the talent that Talia does. And my camera is gonna die. I want to do like a comfy, I have no makeup on, I'm under a blanket, I'm wearing PJs update. And so we're doing that. I have not had the best day, I'm fine, but there was a lot of crying, and I need some cheering up. And, you know, what better way to do that than to read? So we're going to talk about the book that I started that we're going to read first. I really hope that I don't have like a double chin right now, but, you know, if I do, I just fucking do, you know, whatever. So I need to talk to you about this book because I'm not having the best day, and I think that after this update, I'm going to pick it up, and I don't want to feel pressured to, you know, like stop reading to update because I just want to dive in and immerse myself in it, and, you know, because I adore this series, and I can tell you right now, my opinion is not going to change during the rest of this book. So I did get to page 88. I didn't even say the name of the book. So that is Resting Witch Phase by Juliet Cross. This is my favorite paranormal series of all time, and I've been wanting to get back into paranormal romance, but a lot of the ones that I kind of picked up were not exactly what I was looking for. And this series is everything I've ever wanted. It's like, you know, all the vibes that I used to have from like Twilight and the Vampire Diaries and, you know, God knows what. Like all that stuff back in 2013 or whatever it was. you know, when paranormal romance was like the thing everyone was obsessed with, including me. And I missed it. Like, it's a very special kind of escapism and I need more. And this series is perfect. And if anyone knows anything that is at least half as good as the series, please let me know. I never want Juliet Cross to stop writing. And I love this series with my whole heart. So this book, we finally have a couple that I've been waiting for books. Like, I mean, we met them maybe even in the first book or second or whatever, but for a while. And I've been waiting, dying, aching to get to this story, and we're here and I'm ready and I'm so excited. So it's a vampire and witch pairing and I am so fucking loving it. It is a second chance romance and it's just absolutely incredible. They basically have to go on this trip together because they're trying to make sure that werewolves get like the spot that they deserve amongst like the government, sort of, not government, but like the leaders who, you know, like control everything and whatever. Werewolves have been excluded because of their like aggressive nature and whatever, and so they're trying to convince people to just support werewolves and for, you know, fight for equality. And I love second chance romance, and vampire witch pairings just always are fucking top tier. And again, I love these characters. I've met them before, and I did mention this in my video where I talked about 5-star predictions. I think that was where I mentioned this book, or it was the book haul. Either way, what I mentioned is that this series is standalones. So a lot of paranormal series are not, but this series, it does follow a different couple every single book. So if you didn't want to read all of them, you could read just one of them and it would be completely fine. But if you're going to read them, and I absolutely recommend you do read all of them, because all of them are absolutely incredible, I would recommend you read it in order because, again, some of the characters do appear in previous books and you get a little bit of context, and again, you know, like, you can get excited to, like, get to their story and all of that. I just finished Resting Witch Face by Juliet Cross, and I absolutely loved it, of course, to no one's surprise. This was just incredible, and Ruben, the hero in this, is definitely one of my favorites. Is, I think, my favorite hero out of this whole series. I love him so much, and I've always been into vampires. You know, question of the day, who's your favorite supernatural creature? I love pretty much like all of them. Obviously, I just love paranormal romance, and I really need to read more of it. But I do have to say I have always been the biggest fan of vampires, and I do love witches a lot as well. So a witch and vampire pairing is like the ultimate dream, but yeah, let me know. But I just adored this. I honestly don't really have that much new to say. Like, this was just such a wonderful second chance romance, emotional and steamy and fast-paced and just absolutely incredible. I love the two of them so much. And if you like the, like, obsessed heroes who just would do anything for the heroine, who would kill for her, die for her, you are gonna love Ruben and this romance. He does get really possessive sometimes, so, like, if that's something you absolutely hate, maybe it's not gonna be for you, but he is absolutely wonderful. I love him. I love Jules, and the two of them are just so wonderful together. And it was just so beautiful to watch them, like, just find their way back to each other. I think that's pretty much all I need to tell you about this, because, like, I've talked about this series a lot, and I don't want to ramble forever, even though, like, I could talk about this series for hours on end. I just hope Juliet Cross never stops writing, and I can't wait for the next book. So it's me from the intro, here to do the outro now. That is all that we're gonna read for today. I'm sorry if the end is a little bit abrupt, but the vlog is pretty long at this point, and I just wanted to, you know, already put it up finally. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what books you have been reading and how your reading year is going so far. And if you made it this far in the video, leave a camera emoji down below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!